Hi, I'm Borkon. Glad to have you here. Welcome back. And it's episode 55. Let's start by making a map to see where we stand on the grassification project and other changes that have happened to my main island. Pam pam pam. Do I have the maps? I do have the maps. Let's go and see how this area has changed. And I can jump through my new hole. I have a confession to make. I don't think I like my hole. It has a problem. I have an idea what I can do about it. I might be removing the hole and replacing it with something else. I'm not sure if this is gonna happen. I need to do a few more tests. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna check. It's still okay, it kinda works, but it is very awkward getting between the levels, especially when I do something like this. And jump down. Yeah, it kinda works. Anyway, we're doing maps right now and not a vertical human transport system. So let's start here. I have 15 maps. I'm trying to figure out a new way of doing the mapping every time that is more efficient. You know what? I have an idea. Since I'm doing this mapping every 5 episodes, which is not too rarely, I need markers to set up where I should be standing when I take a map snapshot. So the first map is always here in the base, that's fine, this is always this map, right? No, I'm pretty sure I can take the second map here somewhere. There would be this map, right? And, oh no, this isn't central enough. Let's go here somewhere, then. Here? This is central enough. Let's build a small, maybe 5-block pillar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a sea lantern on top. And now I know where to stand when to take the snapshot of this map here. I don't know. Do they look too obtrusive? I think they kinda make sense. They are not perfectly aligned, which is a little bit annoying, and this sticks out because this is the place I had to go to reach all the pixels out there. Not sure. No, I think I like them. There isn't one in the base because that doesn't make sense. I can just stand in the middle of the base, but other than that, these are all there. One there. There's another one there, another one there. Yeah, no, I think they make sense. I think they make it seem that something is happening here. No, I like that. It's my surveyor marks. So let's put up the map and see where we stand today. And I will use the hole without landing. There's some lighting issues, I think. Should I maybe have lamps on the back of all these? Because all of these have this weird changing light levels. And I think it's because of the lamps. Maybe I will have to put lamps behind this. And done. So, let's see what has happened. Because as you can see, a lot of things have been happening. This part here is completely new. I haven't spammed bone meal on it yet, but it's grassified now. This part here is completely new. Oh, and I think I have the surveying markers as little white dots of the sea lanterns. That might not be... No, I like it. Like it makes sense. What else is new? Oh, of course, this whole area here. Most of it is done. As you can see, I have also put down grass paths just to enclose the next few areas I'm gonna do. It's starting to look very nice. Am I halfway done? I don't know. I don't know if this is halfway. Like, I have no way of telling. You know what? I know what we're gonna do this episode. I had a few different things planned, but I have changed my mind. We are going to make a counter. We need to count how many blocks of mycelium is left, and I will have some kind of way of seeing my progress bar, how much I have done, if we're 90% done, or 80% done, or 10% done. I don't know. Let's try to figure something out. I need to figure out where I should have my sign. Because I want to have 7-segment displays. I already have found a design that I like that I'm gonna use. So that is fine, but we need to place the display somewhere. I'm thinking in here? Maybe? This is not what this floor is supposed to be, but on the other hand I have tons of space. And I have a few just redstone lamps as placeholders just to figure it out. Let me build a mock-up here and we'll see if it looks sane from the outside or if I have to build this sign outside so it's visible from the inside. Right, it probably would look something like this. Let's turn on a few lamps. Let's just pick an arbitrary number. I'm trying to figure out how to write this from the wrong side. I think it was like what? That is absolutely not visible. That's not working. I can barely make it out if I zoom in. Yeah, it cannot be behind glass. Well, now we learned that. Which means I want to be able to look at it from a distance because I just think that's funny. Unfortunately, I can't put it diagonal. Maybe someone has invented a diagonal 7-segment display. Not me. No, not even close. It would be fun, though. And then we could have it here, repurpose this building for that sign. But I'm thinking that if I want it visible, I want it visible from one of the cardinal directions, oops, from the middle of the base. And see, I'm still sometimes using the water elevators here. So maybe looking out that way, although that building, not sure. Or maybe that way, or maybe that way. Let me try a few mock-ups and see where we end up and what looks good and what doesn't. Yeah, I don't think this place would work. It is probably the place that makes most sense to begin with, because this is the direction I look out from my base the most. But I would probably need to build some kind of big, huge pedestal or leg that this thing is standing on, and for that leg to make sense, to not be janky, it would have to be relatively wide, and then it just wouldn't fit with this, unless I make a big hole there, but I like this area and I don't want to destroy it too much. Because then I would have to build it somewhere here. I can't build it too close to the iron farm because the golems... Yeah, I don't think this direction works. Let's try some other direction. Maybe in this direction here. Now, this direction has its merits. There isn't much that is in the way here. And I guess I could put it somewhere around here, but then once again, like I said, I would need a pedestal and that would reach basically down to the bottom of the ocean, because I definitely want it right in front of the entrance, so that would be pretty much somewhere here. Unless I can stick it out from that island somehow. Don't know, this is an option. Let's see if we find something better. Now, this direction doesn't work with my current storage system because, well, speaking of that, the guide for the storage system that I intended to build was supposed to come out a few weeks ago, but there are some issues which I understand, like there is nothing wrong with the storage system, there's just a problem with making the video, so I can't build it just yet, and yeah, I'm hoping to have that solved, because then this direction would make sense, and it would probably, like now looking at it, this would probably make the most sense. Just put some pillar here and the sign up there, but yeah, it doesn't work because I don't have my new storage system and I want this thing to be up now. So let's look from this direction. What do we see here? We see nothing here, which actually is putting something here would definitely be an improvement. And I guess a sign here? Okay, let's try this direction. I'm gonna pillar up and see where we end up. Ooh, jump boost is kind of weird when building. pillars like this. And now jump boost went away. So up here, no, whoa, no, way much higher than this. I keep forgetting how high my base is. The second level is at level 128. So most of my base is above, like if this was the Nether, most of my base would be above the Nether's bedrock ceiling. About here somewhere, maybe, how high are we? 120, oh that makes sense. So let's do at 120 and see if the sign makes sense here. Yeah, this is definitely readable, except the beacon beams are annoying me. No, the beacons are ruining everything. I didn't expect that to ever happen, but I guess it did. So, yeah, it's visible from here. Is it centered? I hope I centered it. Yeah, it's definitely centered, but the beacons are ruining everything. Maybe I should move the beacons to these corners so they are not in the way there. Because I already noticed earlier that this beacon kind of ruins my sunsets. And this one is the diamond beacon, by the way, isn't it? Yeah, this is the diamond beacon. That's a little bit annoying. I'll have to move it. And it's even visible through the glass from here. Ooh, this gets much better when it's dark. And from the top of the base, if I ever want to look at my count from the top of my base, don't know why, but maybe. No, not even close. I would have to be much further away, but maybe from this angle? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Okay, so I'm not even gonna tear down the numbers, because this is the exact size of the 7-segment displays that I'm gonna use. So I'm just gonna keep them here and add the rest of the machine back here. We interrupt our scheduled building for an important announcement. I just did a stream. Certain very big and important things happened, and I now need to show you. Because, yeah, I changed my mind, and I removed the hole. I started hating the hole. We're testing a new thing now, which is a Honorator, and it works like this. You glide up, and then you can fall down. You glide up and you can fall down, or you could just carefully glide down. I think this is better, because I've been smashing my face into the walls and ceilings and everywhere so much that, yeah, it was unbearable. So I guess the previous video was wrong. That wasn't the ultimate vertical transport system. This might be better. This one is, though, very dangerous, because as you can see, at the bottom here, I have a lot of exposed redstone, and multiple times, I think 3 or 4 times when we were building this, I just punched the honey out, because the honey is unfortunately very easy to punch out. And also, it's a little bit hard to use when you go face first. It's hard to see where to get out on the right floor. Now it's working. Maybe I got used to it, but it's actually much easier if you just step into it backwards, so you can see where to land. Right. And I'm out. Also, as you might notice here, I changed the beacons in the middle, because the problem is that the beacon beam doesn't go through soul sand, so I had to change the beacon that indicates that the chunk loader is working. And now we have 4 beams here, and yeah, I had to rewire some of the redstone here. It wasn't too bad. And now there is a more complicated mechanism here for changing the colors of the beams, and I think there is some timing wrong, because the piston goes back and forth when it shouldn't. I might need to add another item here, although we might be fine. I will have to check the timings here. They might not be right. But yeah, some rewiring here, nothing complicated. The chunk loaders still work the way they used to, and there was some problem because, of course, I punched out the honey in the Honorator and it came down into the chunk loader, but I think everything is still fine. We did some debugging in the stream, and I think the conclusion is that everything is fine. Now I, of course, have to remove these old ones. because these bubble waiters are no longer necessary and they are just in the way. And since I'm using the sodium mod now, and especially look at how good the honey looks in the sodium mod, it's so much better than in Optifine. It's probably just a bug because it's not supposed to look like this, but I love the way it looks. But there is a problem with the sodium mod. I can't see that thing through the water, but that's why we want to remove them. And also, we did another thing on the stream. And this one is maybe even bigger. And that's also a thing I mentioned in the previous episode that I wanted to do. And that is to fix this area. I expanded it a lot. I don't think I need a roof right now because we are close enough to the zombified villagers. So even if the mob switch isn't on, nothing will spawn here. What I'm thinking of doing, definitely not in this episode, like, no. I've already bitten off more than I can chew. Relax, it will come later. And that is to extend this area all the way up to bedrock and through the bedrock. Maybe not make a hole this big, because this would take weeks, but at least make a small hole that I can fly through in the bedrock, and then I can move my portal in my base to link to this instead of linking to the portals on the roof. And I wouldn't have any portals on the roof. That's a future project. I'm gonna look up if there are some more efficient ways of breaking bedrock than doing it one block at a time. Maybe there is some relatively simple machine I could use for this. Maybe I could design my own. I don't believe I can, but maybe. But that's a future project. Now, back to building my 7-segment displays and doing the project I was actually planning on doing this time. And one thing I'm missing right now is target blocks. I need many target blocks, and I don't have a wheat farm. It's embarrassing. I'm so far into this world, and I don't have any source of wheat. So, we have a nano farm. Do I have bone meal here? I have almost bone meal. Let's get some more bone meal from this magical machine, which is great. And bam, bam, bone meal in. And yeah, this is my own design, so it might not be very good. I'm not really into early game farms. I prefer to do massive farms that do things, but this was an emergency. So this is supposed to work that I plant the wheat and the water breaks it immediately, but in many cases the dispensers will spam bone meal on the wheat and grow it before the water breaks it. That's the idea. I think there's a million farms like this on YouTube. Just look up any nano farm or nano wheat farm, nano potato farm, nano carrots farm, and the water is pushing me, and yeah, I could probably not even AFK this, but I don't need that much wheat. Just a few stacks. And we have all the target blocks we need. Probably even more than we need, but that's good. Oh, I actually had a few earlier. I completely forgot I made them. Congratulations me. Well, now I have even more. This should definitely be enough. And there we have it. It doesn't look like much. It only looks like I added some blackstone, right? And the numbers are just shining because of something. But no, the numbers are shining because I actually have composters here with comparators that are giving out signal. 3. There is nothing here. 0, 0, 0, and 3. Let's add a couple more composters just to see that this works properly. So I can add a composter here. I realized today that I have a fantastic source of bone meal. We can compost mushrooms. This is 3, 4, 5. Does it even work every single time? Yeah. So one of those mushroom blocks gives 1 fill level on the composter. So this is 6 now. Yay! And let's do one more, just because we can. There. And we give this 1. And we have 1. Perfect. This works perfectly. So the 7-segment displays are, of course, not my own design. Maybe not, of course. It's not beyond my capabilities, I think, but it's probably beyond my capabilities to make it as compact as this one is. This is a design by Myzuma Games, and I will definitely link to his video about this system. Well, system, this component, whatever we want to call it. I actually don't know what even to call it, but yeah, he has a video about the 7-segment displays. They are pretty neat. I kinda understand how they work, so it's not really black magic. Now comes the question, how do we make these 7-segment displays display the count of mycelium that's left? And by the way, yes, I know already what the number is right now. The number right now fits in 5 digits. The original number on the island didn't fit in 5 digits. We'll come to that later. And this is the part that, well, normal mortals cannot do on other people's servers. This is something you can only do in a single-player world. Or if you're very good friends with your server admin. I need to give myself command blocks, and the command blocks will be back here, and I will be feeding the output of the command blocks into this machine to give us the count of mycelium blocks. I could manually set the numbers, but that's silly. Let's use all the possibilities that Minecraft gives us, even though they might not be super vanilla survival thing. Wait a minute. Why can't I place command blocks? Do I have to be creative when I'm placing down command blocks? Is this how it works? I don't want to switch to creative. I have never switched to creative earlier in this world. Well, I guess that's how we need to do it. Yeah. Game mode creative Borkon. I didn't want to do that. Well, I have good news and bad news. Let's start with the bad news. Yeah, as you can see, I'm naked and I have nothing in my inventory. And no, I didn't die. You can see that from my levels. I didn't die. I was just thinking, oh look, I'm in creative. It's fine. I can clear my inventory. Yeah, I'll let that sink in for a moment. I guess that's the price we're paying for playing with fire or playing with mechanics that normal mortals are not supposed to touch. I guess I like this counter anyway, so it's worth the price of losing everything. I have emergency equipment. I can deal with this. I will actually show you how this works. Do I have anything? I have nothing useful in this. I wonder what I lost in the shulker boxes I had in my inventory. I could have lost my redstone box. Should I show you how this works now or later? No, I actually need to get my gear back. Oh! I just realized this is a perfect opportunity. Because I don't have wings, I have nothing on me right now. This is the perfect opportunity to use the emergency flight box. No, I didn't plan it. Yes, I did. This almost sounds scripted. Like, I promise I didn't. I'm just... I don't even know what to say, because it's too perfect to not be scripted, but it really isn't. Well, I have a flight emergency. Let's break the glass. I could have at least left an ender chest up, but I didn't. I removed it. Right. Okay, I didn't destroy any shulker box. I think I destroyed the shulker box with some glass. The iron blocks survived. We're fine. We're completely fine. Right. Now, maybe stupidity, but also an emergency. Let's get all of this stuff. I will need a flint and steel as well. Yeah, our next... Actually, let me leave that one and use silk number 8. Yes, that's how many silk touch pickaxes I already lost. Not a big deal. I'm gonna replenish that emergency flight box. What is my tool number 3? I always have the same tool. Oh, axe! I don't have an axe. Oh, that's interesting. And I need arrows, I need food, I need everything. But yeah, we have a silk touch now at least. Put this back. Right, I will restore my gear and then we can talk about how that thing works. because it is working perfectly, but I did some modifications to how it's supposed to work, and I will talk about them in a second. Red stained glass, yeah, let's restore our emergency flight box. I promise this was not scripted, this I really made this mistake. Yes, we are in creative. We're fiddling with things we're not supposed to fiddle with. And yes, the current count for mycelium is 68,883. I will fix my gear later. I'll tell you exactly how this works now. So, I might be doing this in a completely wrong way. I am actually not sure. But this is the best way I could figure out how to get output from the Scarpet script to actual redstone signals. So command blocks have something called success count. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but that is a number that a comparator can read from a command block. That's how I decided to transfer the data from my script to the comparators here. The first... Oh, I can't even read these. Okay, I will now... Like, if I do something stupid, I will lose all my equipment. But I want to show this to you, so I need to go into creative. Let's take that risk. This command block just loads my script. This command block runs the count mycelium script on the area I have figured out where my island is. This is quite a lot of blocks. You can do the math yourself. On the server, this takes about 2 seconds. On my local machine, it takes 1 second. Don't know what the difference is. I guess the server is just slower. And each of these command blocks here runs just a mycelium. From the mycelium count runs the function set digit. And this is digit 5. This is digit 4, digit 3, etc. So what the set digit function does is calculate which digit should be shown, and then it removes this command block, because unfortunately I have not figured out how to do a Scarpet script that modifies the NBT data of a command block. It seems that it's supposed to do that, but it doesn't, and I don't understand why. So we remove this command block, place it back again with just the success count that we want to have showing as the digit. That's it. That's how we transfer the data from the script to the real world. Now, this part was supposed to be where I grassify a bit of an area, push the button, and have the counter update, but first I need to restore my gear. And I mean, getting my new enchanting setup in the previous episode is also way too perfect. I really promise that this is not something I scripted. It just seems too perfect. I don't know what to add. Anyway, yeah, we're getting our tools back. It's fine. Everything is good. The axe is done. The sword is done. I think this is the helmet I want to use, and it needs aqua affinity. The boots are kind of terrible. I had a protection 4 book here, and this also needs unbreaking, and we lost an anvil. That's always scary when it happens, when you throw things out from your hand just because the anvil breaks. And this should be the last one. The bows are the same, the swords are the same, axes, well, I made both of the axes right now. Shovel is fine, new pickaxe. Boots, boots are missing mending, but I was missing one mending book here. And helmet is right, or is it? I need to compare it with my current helmet. Yeah, that seems right. This one actually has protection 3, this one has protection 4. Do I have a protection 3 book somewhere? I do. So let's fix the helmet that was from my emergency kit. And this should be the last one. Everything seems okay. Bower. I guess I typed something accidentally when renaming this. Oh, speaking of that. I need my sword to be named. No, I don't. Pick up these 2 boxes and I'm done with this accident. What did I have in my inventory that was so important that I had so much? Oh, scaffolding. Scaffolding, scaffolding, scaffolding. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't have any bamboo here. No panic though, we definitely should have a lot of bamboo here. Probably not the way I should have my bamboo farmed, because I just need to steal it out from the fuel tanks for my cactus smeltery, but it'll have to do for now. And that should definitely be enough scaffolding for a while at least. Okay, scaffolding in hand. And an emergency shulker box of scaffolding. Perfect. Now I am fully restored. Whatever else I had in here was probably not important because I can't even remember what it is. Let's get back to this thing. So, like I showed you earlier, I update this machine with a button, and I said on Discord, and I said maybe even during the stream, that it would be dividing up the area here in chunks and then updating the count just one chunk at a time. But then I realized that it is slightly pointless to keep running this counter all the time, because I'm not going to be doing grassification all the time. I'm doing it relatively early. I do one large bit and then I stop. So it would be pointless to keep running this script and eating my CPU time on the server and causing not too much lag, but some of it, because I would be running the script quite often. Let's say I would be updating one chunk per second. That means that the entire island would be updating once every 17 minutes, more or less. Almost 18 actually, because it's over 1,000 chunks. That I would have to do like that. So the counter would be updating very slowly, and in most cases it wouldn't be updating, so it would be just doing a lot of unnecessary work all the time. And I spent actually 2 days on trying to making the script divide up the work properly and do it nicely, but instead I went for this button, because now I am completely lagged, and I have to remove the command block output, by the way, because this is a little bit spammy. But now we have this updated. And like I promised earlier, I will do one bit of grassification, and we will update the counter just to see that it works properly, because the 3 8s in the middle are looking kind of weird. Are we sure that this is correct? Yes, it is correct, but it looks weird. So let's grassify a bit and update the counter and see how that works. Right, so I did grassify part there. Well, the grass didn't grow out yet, but I removed the mycelium, and this counter counts how much mycelium there is. And since I want to see the whole counter update, I added a target block that I need to try to hit, and that should update the counters. If I can shoot this far. Maybe that's a little bit too far? Oh, I don't know how this works. I think we are just out of range. But I still haven't hit it. No, that's not right. I need to get better at shooting. Or is this too far? Let's get closer. Well, no. There are lots of arrows here, but no arrow there. So, let's keep trying. This will be the challenge. Try to hit that target block every time I have done grassification. Now I am as close as I can get. Yeah, too low. Higher up. Too low. Higher up. Almost. That definitely should have hit if it did hit. Oh! Yay! And the counter updated. 68,366 blocks left. And yes, you didn't see the spam because I removed the spam. And just for reference, I just created a new world with the exact same seed as this one. I ran the script on that world, and the original count of mycelium on this entire island was 124,830 blocks. which means that we are, well, about 45% done, so we're not even halfway done. I will definitely need to have to speed this up and spend even more time grassifying, even though it's sometimes a little boring, but I definitely want to finish it at some point. But that will be it from me today, and I'll be streaming as usual after this episode comes out someday. It's New Year's Day, so Happy New Year, I guess. I completely forgot that it's happening. It's a weird year. I don't even like today should be New Year's Eve right now, and I should be preparing for a party. But there won't be a party because there's nothing to celebrate this year. Well, there is. Like I started making videos and I like it. So we can celebrate that. Anyway, I'll be streaming at 7 o'clock in the evening UTC, 8 o'clock in the evening Central European Time. It will be on twitch.tv Borkon_live. I hope to see you there, and if not, I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks a lot for watching, and let's have the next year a little better than this one. Bye!